Bonsai bloke here, here you go. Today I'm going to be doing a video of just catching up on what's been going on around the place. Maybe have a look at the lawn, have a look out at the trees, check out some of the bonsais. I'll just show you a few of the bonsais. And yeah, and also we've got a parcel here from someone. I'll let you know about that. So we'll go through it all. I might get the shirt out the way, get the lawn, show you the trees, and then we'll get to the bonsais. Finish off with the bonsais, I reckon. No worries. Cheers. Okay. So let's do this first. Unboxing of a gift from Josh at Bonsai, New South Wales. He sent me this, so that's pretty cool. Thanks, Josh. I'll open it up. He also does a podcast called Modern Bonsai Podcast, so if you want to listen to that, check it out. Sent me a t-shirt, so that's pretty cool. Oh, it looks like a sticker as well. Bonsai in. I think that's it. The card. Awesome. And then better just clean off this table and don't want to get it dirty. He sent me a shirt as well. Let's check that out. This is Bonsai shirt with the Australia flag in the background. Pretty cool. Alright. Let's put it on. Any of you guys squeamish out there, look away. You don't want to be seeing me. Alright. Just good old gut. Been drinking a lot of beer for this. I'll just suck it in for the video. Make it look nice and taut. We'll get this shirt on. Check out this new shirt from Bonsai. Beautiful. Australia, comes from New South Wales. No worries. Cheers, Josh. Enough of that stuff. Let's get out there. I'll check out the lawn, and we'll then check out the trees and the bonsai. Cheers. Okay, I'm outside now on the lawn. A bit windy, so I've got the sock on. Hopefully it sounds okay. But anyway, I'll show you the lawn and then I'll show you around the place. No worries. Now I had to stop the recording because I had to change the mic around. It doesn't swivel. Just because of the windsock. Anyway, so this is a lawn, still fairly patchy around the place. Some bits are filling in better than others. Nice green bit here. Beautiful, getting beautiful and green over here. I've been trying to push it pretty hard with fertiliser, but you know, it's getting there. If you get down on a real angle like this, almost looks like lawn. You come up high and it just looks like dirt. But anyway, it's covering in. It's going alright. I've been pushing it pretty hard with fertiliser, like I said. But I will show you something. There's this big patch here. Big patch here, probably nearly 3 metres by 4 metres or something. Really green over there. And you got this big circle here where it's all half dead, so I'm not sure what's going on there. The pop-up sprinkler is still working, but it just seems a lot drier. I wonder, it is on a bit of a mound. I wonder whether there's a heap of those rocks that are over there, because all those rocks come out of this lawn area. All of them come out of this lawn area when I leveled it, because it was a big rock ridge. And I wonder whether under here it's just a heap of rock near the surface. But there is some soil on there, so eventually I think it will cover. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get some wetter. I've already got some. And then you can see this nice big green bit here. Get it once again, get on a bit of an angle, looking better, looking better. Get up high, more dirt, more dirt. But you can see it's covering in. And the bits of grass that are alive and growing are actually getting quite a nice green to them now, because I've, like I say, been pushing the fertiliser. So let's just get over to the fertiliser, I'll show you. Okay, here we are. This is the fertiliser I've been using. Amgrow Super Green. They pay me millions of dollars for this endorsement I'm giving them. Same with this mob over here. Rich Grow. They give me millions of dollars for this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this easy wet. And I read the instructions. It says 20 mils per watering can. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour some in and put it on that dry patch and see whether I can get that dry patch moving. It says you do 1 capful per watering can, and 1 watering can covers 3 meters squared. So we're going to see how that goes. Do an endorsement for some Aussie made watering can. Once again, pay me millions of dollars. It's all good. Right, let's do that. Yeah, so 3 square meters with 1 can, so you got to be fairly liberal with how you apply it, I guess. Make it quite wet. I'll do this over the whole lawn. Well, the whole dry patch on the lawn anyway. So that's probably getting close to 3 square meters there. I'll just put a bit more over it. And I'll just do this around the whole dry patch. No worries. Let's see what that does. Oh, Leo, you nearly tripped me up, bud. What's going on? Leo, don't you be drinking that. Don't you be drinking that. What are you doing, boy? What you doing? Hey, hey. Scratch your bum. I'll scratch your bum. Hey, I'll scratch your bum. Yeah. Good boy. You're a good boy, aren't you, hey? You're a beautiful boy. Yes, you are. Okay, guys. You can see the big wet area that I made. Put that wetting agent from Amgrow. And hopefully that'll start to fill in a bit better. There's lawn in there, little patches. But it's just got to start spreading and stuff. I reckon it's just too dry, I'm not sure. But anyway, there's a lawn tip vid from Aussie Lawn Bloke. Now, in a minute we'll get back to Bonsai, but I just want to show you. That's the worst patch. You can see some weed in here as well. I'm going to leave the weed because I reckon once the lawn really gets going, it's going to strangle the weed out anyway. And I can weed and feed it later when the lawn's covered in anyway. And I'll just show you a bit of a demo here. There was weeds here. This is all weeds as well as lawn. And as the lawn's taken over, I'll just show you a nice close-up of this. Bloody beautiful patch of lawn here. Look at that. As far as the eye can see, so long as the eye can only see a couple of meters, is all lawn. Beautiful. A few patches of weed, but it's dying out. The lawn's taken over, so that's the plan. Let the lawn take over, stronger than pretty much anything, especially this kikuyu. So anyway, there's patches nice and green like that are starting to fill in, take over. So hopefully it won't be long and the whole lawn will look like that. No worries. I'll just show you the garden bed now, the trees, and then back to bonsai, which is what we're meant to bloody well be doing, eh? Okay, so that's the lawn there, and around the lawn I'm doing garden beds. And then the driveway. Don't mind this mess, a few succulents, dog's kennel. There's a dog chilling out over there. Hey bud, Leo, hello. He's thinking, who's that strange bugger? Oh no, he's coming for a look. Leo, come here. Come here. Come say hello. Don't be such a snob. Come on. Stop walking around like you're an old man. You're only 1 year old. Come on. Hey. What are you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What's gonna? Scratch your bum. Loves bum scratches, don't you, boy, hey? What you doing? Leo? Leo? You got a stick? You crazy boy. Aren't you? You're lazy too, aren't you, hey? You're gonna sit down and eat the stick, hey? Lazy boy. Okay, garden bed. Get back on track, Sammy boy. Okay, so I've put all sorts of stuff in this garden bed. I've run dripper line. I'll just show you a couple of things quickly. Mainly, I just use whatever I can get for free. Some pig face, which is real drought tolerant. And a lot of my stock plants that were pretty crappy, like there's a maple there which is hidden behind here, so I get some afternoon shade. Old man saltbush. I'm not going to go through them all, but here's a Chinese elm that I had. Apple tree, kids grew from seed. Anyway, some quinces that were for bonsai, which now not. And anyway, so the plan is this will be all garden bed. Then I'll have the lawn out over there and garden bed on the other side. But anyway, let's get over to the trees. What you doing? Okay, let's head to the trees. Okay, so it's a bit windy out here, so I got the sock on. House is down that way. Dogs come up for a walk. And these are the trees that I planted, which I want to get really big to block all the wind out, which will help stop all my bonsais which are down there, help stop them drying out. I just hope you can hear me because it's very windy. Okay, so this is one of the bigger trees. This is a bushy sugar. There's all sorts of trees here. I'll show you a few more. I'm not going to name them because, to be honest, I don't have any bloody clue what they're called. I have a list of what was planted here, but I wouldn't be able to ID them. So you can see I've run dripper line now. Got dripper line around the whole lot. I water them in 5 different segments, waters all the trees. They're really starting to take off now. Remember, they've only been in for a year. Some of them not even a year. You can see all the nice new growth on there. Looking pretty healthy. They're growing along fine. So here's some more. These ones here are quite big. This one here is a fairly big one. Getting quite big already, only a year. If you have a look in here, there's my index finger. The trunk's here. It's at least as big as my index finger, maybe a bit smaller. Pretty close though. So you can see, within a year, some of them are really starting to move now. This spring they've really shot off. And the best thing is now that I can water them without having to hand water. So I've got this dripper line everywhere now. It goes everywhere. About 7k's worth. Got some old dripper line out of the boss's vineyard and put that out during the winter so that this summer I could sit back, relax, play with the kids, go on little holidays without having to worry about watering these things. Okay, so you can see quite a few trees all growing. I reckon out of all of them I planted about 1,000, only about 20 or 30 have died, the rest are still alive. So you know, you could say they're hardy, but I reckon mainly because just kept the water up to them. Okay, so if you look out, I'll get down low. Look out across here, you can see quite a few trees, pretty much everywhere. Zoomed in, lose a bit of definition zooming in, but hopefully you get the gist. Awesome. Okay, now let's get to bonsai. Okay guys, down to the bonsai. You can see my reed or bamboo fence completely knackered. It's blown over in the wind, absolutely stuffed. But anyway, I'll just let this dog in. So yeah, that blew over in the wind. Just trashed 1 year. That was all brand new 1 year ago along there. It looked okay. Now trashed. Anyway, bonsais are still doing okay. I'll just point out a few. This one here has not really been growing much this year. It's lost a few leaves, have gone yellow. It does have some new shoots on, so I'm not too worried. Couple on the, we had that 45-degree day. I had the water running up there, blowing across it all, but some of them still just didn't handle it. And you can see this completely burnt off. Junipers did okay. Olives did okay. Oh, another thing too, I've planted some avocados. You can see the new shoots on them. Planted some avocados and some, I think they call them flames of the forest from India or something, deciduous trees. Planted a few around the place because what I want to happen is them to grow up, big canopy up top, so that I get good shade here, because I've decided I can't afford a shade structure, which is fine. So I'm going to grow some trees. There's another tree there I've planted in the ground. Going to grow some trees instead, and they'll create good shade. And if I start to get too much shade, I'll just cut a few limbs off, let a bit more light through, and just manage it. Anyway, my forest, olive forest, going okay. A few yellowy leaves, but then at the same time it's growing some new shoots at the same time. They sort of naturally do. Juniper's going okay. Chinese elm survived the heat. Yeah, we had 45 Celsius out of the blue. What else we got? Apple tree's doing good. I've put it in a rubbish bin lid, and that collects water. And I'll just show you. We got some apples. Apple there, 2 apples there actually. So you can see it's got a couple apples there. Apple here, apple there, apple there. 2, 4, 6. A clump of 4 here. Don't know if you can see that properly, but clump of 4. And yeah, it's just looking really healthy, doing fine. Apple tree. Hawthorn's doing okay. It burnt back a bit, but there's all new shoots, so it's okay. It's doing fine. I cut back the apricot tree, cut the whole top off. It was big and bushy. Well, the devil's plum almost needs another trim. I've already given it 2. I've done both videos on that one. I'll do a third one soon. Maybe I'll give it another week or 2 just to get stronger, and then I'll give it a prune. So that's pretty cool. Oh, another really cool one. This wisteria that I repotted. Hopefully you remember this one with a really cool, awesome trunk. I haven't put lime sulfur, Earl's wood hardener on there yet. But you can see that beautiful, beautiful trunk. Anyway, look at the foliage. This thing's gone absolutely nuts. Really happy. It's going really, really well. Just cruising for a bruising. Long, extended growth on it. It even had a few flowers. They burnt off on the hot day, but the leaves didn't. So I'm really, really happy with that. It looks really healthy. The Bottlebrush almost died. Literally nearly died. It had a bad summer last year. Then it had a bad frost in winter, -5, which really set it back. And then dum me let it dry out this summer. It wasn't a 45-degree day, it was like about a 38-degree day. And I hadn't been checking on the trees much. I was just relying on the automatic watering. Anyway, the sprayer fell out the pot and it went a couple days without water. Almost completely defoliated. A lot of the twigging died. I had to cut a lot of the twigging out. So it's lost a lot of ramification. But you can see it's starting to put new shoots again. So I'm going to really keep an eye on this. We've got a massive heat wave next week again. It's 40 to 45, 47 for 5 days next week. So I'm going to really keep an eye on that. I may even just put it in the shed for a week. Because I really don't think that would survive another burning at the moment. It's pretty weak. It's putting out really weak small growth. Really weak small growth. It's seriously struggling. But it is surviving and it is putting stuff out. So if I can look after it, it should be okay. But yeah, Naughty Sam almost killed that one, and would have been sad because one of my favourites. Here's a really cool one. This is a mulberry tree. Okay, I'm sorry about the light because the sun's actually not far behind all of this, so it's shining on the camera, so I'm not getting good light. But if I can try and show you, this mulberry tree here is looking really, really cool, really nice shape to it. And best of all, look at these mulberries. All these little mulberries all over it. It's so awesome. Look at them. I don't know, probably 100 mulberries on this little thing. There's a couple here already gone dark. I'll pick one. I'm going to pick one. Let me spin the camera around. I think it's not quite ready. It's not quite dark enough. But let's see how we go. It could be a bit sour. Not bad. A bit sour, but it's getting there. Alright. Beautiful. Oh, it's looking really good. This other Bottlebrush is looking really good. It's got heaps of new growth on it. I've got to do another style of that one soon. Boxthorn. All the trunks are growing 100% fine. No worries at all. Really strong growth. This is all new growth, this whole thing. You can see why they were declared a weed. All new growth, the whole lot. It was just a stump, so Manchurian pear. Taxus actually survived a 45-degree day, no worries, and that's meant to be a cold climate tree. So if you can bloody well work that out, tell me, let me know. Why does Bottlebrush burn and a Taxus not? Taxus U or whatever it is. So anyway, we're back around here. This is the Boxthorn. You can see all these new shoots, how long they are. Really strong. It's growing really, really good. So that'll be really cool. So I'm going to let it grow for a bit longer, maybe do a video sort of late summer and then let it shoot again. I don't want to cut all the growth off now because it's probably still, or definitely would be still establishing roots. My coal bark maple's in here somewhere. This thing actually dried right out. Started dying off. So I sorted that out, now it's got all new growth again. Still okay. Another avocado tree that I planted. I grew all them from seed actually, those avocado trees. And they've just been sitting in me sort of stock area for a while. Okay, what do we got now? We got the red gum. I'm actually going to do a video on that one, maybe even tonight, so I'll give that one a bit of a trim, a bit of a quick video on that one. Won't be a long video. Not like this one's starting to turn out to be. It was going to be a quick video, but LA is not doing so well on this. Was doing alright, and after that really hot day, leaves have all gone yellow and dropped off, so my sense is there's one branch at the back here, still green, which has got something to do with the air layer, I think. No, it hasn't. No, it's behind the air layer. So my feeling is the air layer has failed, possibly cut in just a little bit too hard. Didn't think that was possible, but there you go. Not everything succeeds. Silver birch needs a wire off. Melaleuca's going good. I'm going to be doing a video on that one soon. Starting to get healthy enough that I reckon I can really work on it now. You can see all that long tall growth. Not sure what I'll do. I reckon I'll have to do some sort of a tall tree. I'm not going to wire all the branches down because I just don't like the look of that. I put the quince tree in some water because it was seriously struggling for water. Turkish oak, elm, still doing alright, needs a trim. Might give it a trim after the 40-degree day. What are you doing? I didn't think dogs were allowed avocados. You're certainly not allowed to eat my avocado tree, bud. Hey? What are you doing? Leo? Leo? What's going on? Hey? What you doing? You know not to eat my trees. You'll get into trouble, won't you? Hey? You'll get into trouble. Beautiful boy, aren't you, hey? Beautiful boy. Yeah. Yes, you are. You're a beautiful boy. Yes. How? How? Anyway, this one, 45-degree day, ash tree, completely defoliated, everything burnt off. I was a bit worried because this is actually my first ever bonsai I ever bought. Twin trunk ash, first one I ever owned. That's what started it all for me. That started the whole hobby was this one. And every single branch lost all its leaves, dried up on the 45-degree day, and now it's got all new shoots. So that's a pretty good tip on how to defoliate your tree. You let it dry up to an inch of its life, then it reshoots, and you've got all that extra ramification that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So it's a good tip. Don't recommend it, but it was a good tip. Okay, so now we got the ash tree at the back, swamp cypress, some more olives, lots of olives, still doing fine. Cedar, blue atlas cedar, starting to get healthy now. This one nearly died, everything went brown, leaves went yellow. Not through my fault because it was stored in the shade. Person before me had it in the shade and it was struggling and all the leaves were going brown and yellow. So I took it off his hands, I've put it in full sun and it's starting to look really healthy here now, so that's good. One day I think it'll make a really cool tree. Like you can see the colour of that, really healthy. Olive here. That's another one of his. I got this one at the same time, it was nearly dead. This is a Scots pine. And you can see it's got new buds and stuff on it now that are nice and green. Starting to shoot again, so that's really cool. yeah, that's pretty much about it. Pretty much all I'm going to show you. These citrus are starting to look pretty sickly, so I put some iron sulfate on them, and I put it on too strong, and I even burnt a lot of the leaves off, but they're starting to regrow now. And I also did it to this crepe myrtle over here. I put some iron sulfate on that, and oh man, all the leaves burn off. It wasn't good, but look at all the new leaves coming now. All the new buds swelling. New buds everywhere there, so it's, you know, might have helped it in the long run. Anyway, so okay, enough with this boring video. I've been yabbing on too much, but anyway, here's another blue atlas cedar, which was made into a, I don't know, a, what do you call them? A literati. And you can see the growth on that. It's certainly growing out of being a starved literati now. I'll do a video on that one again soon. Here's the one that I carved in that big carving video. And you can see, still looking really healthy. None of the branches have died. They're all good. So in time, that thing's going to make a really, really nice tree. Some radiata pine, really healthy. And another thing I wanted to show you too, remember when I did this repot on the peppercorn tree, I said, oh, chances are it's going to drop all its leaves after the repot, even does it after a trim. I said, but don't worry, it'll come back. I'm not even worried anymore because it always comes back. Have a look at this nice green growth, fresh green growth all over this peppercorn tree. So that's looking pretty cool. There's no worries at all. Olive that's been carved out in there. A peach tree. Pomegranate needs a trim. I'll do a video on that one soon. And here's another one that I put iron sulfur on it. And this one didn't really burn back as much. It seemed to like it pretty well. It does have some flowers in here, and then it gets some balls of fruit, but then the balls of fruit dry off. It's actually a kumquat, this one, so when it gets a bit more developed and get some kumquats on it, hopefully look okay. It's got a fairly cool old trunk on it. Anyway, so that's that. That's pretty much it. Stock area, that's getting a bit smaller. I gave a few trees away to Adrian Eggleton. I've planted some trees in the garden bed to make the stock area a bit smaller. Because if you remember, that took up this whole area. You can see all the leftover pots over there on the wall of it all gone. And this was a big area. Now it's only a smaller area of stock trees. Slowly getting rid of them. Yeah, and here's a gooseberry mallee. And I don't know, I've never seen any pictures of one. But it's actually starting to look pretty cool. I think in time the gooseberry mallee could end up being a good subject for bonsai, but we'll see. It's just an experiment. And a plum tree. Anyway, so that's it. No worries. Cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Like, share, subscribe. Tell all your mates. I know it's been a bit of a long video. I hope I didn't bore you, but it's just a bit of an update of what's been going on. How all the trees are going. The shade trees, the lawn. Aussie lawn bloke. The apples on the apple tree. It's all happening. No worries. Cheers. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Cheers.